Well, we working. Y'all need to hurry up and join. Terence, Bud, Crawford. Wow. That dude's a monster. What up? Y'all getting this? Man, I'm so hungry. Terence Crawford, annihilation. Round 3, stoppage. What did Telly Atlas say? I just interviewed him. It'll be up shortly. I seen his pound for pound. He has Lomachenko #1. But you can't hear what he's saying at the fight. Bud beat Mikey in the amateurs. I'm picking Bud. They probably both have grown and developed. But Bud's fast. He's not going to freeze up like Broner. Broner didn't throw any. What did Teddy Atlas do? How was he a hater? I just interviewed him. He's cool as fuck. What did Teddy Atlas do? Y'all tripping. I keep telling you he's a hater, but you won't tell me what he did. What did Teddy Atlas do? Are y'all getting this? Yeah, but I just interviewed him. He kind of explained that. He said number 1, 2, and 3 are all interchangeable. I got the interview. Y'all will see it in a minute. Yeah, but I talked to Ward about that, and he was talking about it too. He said Teddy, the way he's calculating his list, he's factoring the amateur career and all types of shit. That's why I tell you I don't do no fucking pound for pound weight. It's all subjective. Yeah. Do the Schmuddy Dance, $5 donation. It was from Halim Future. He said, Eagle, I saw you on TV in the slow motion knockout cam. But what? But Eagle, I gotta go to work. Where you work? What time is it for you? Peace, keep up the good work. And that was a nasty body shot. Thank you for the super chat donation. Have fun at work. Enjoy your shift. Kill it. Man. Teddy doesn't hate on black fighters. You're tripping. I don't know what the fuck he said, because I'm at the fight. But he always shows love to black fighters, actually. I don't know why he has Lomachenko, but like I said, I talked to Teddy, and I talked to Ward. He's factoring some old extra stuff, like their amateur career. 650 in UK. Damn, y'all, we don't sleep. We out here trapping. Shit, salute to the grind. You fucking shit, man. I'm a UFC, but you my new favorite YouTube sports personality. I may get into boxing. Respect the hustle. Shout out to you. Yeah, boxing's fun. There's a lot going on. But it was an easy belt grab, but it wasn't supposed to be an easy belt grab. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. Because every time certain fighters, especially minorities and black fighters, win, people always want to say, oh, that was a cherry pick, or Tony Weeks and low blow. No, we're not doing that. Bud deserves all the credit in the world. Y'all got to realize that nobody at 140 pounds has ever held all of the titles simultaneously. Point blank, period. Nobody at 140. Not saying nobody in boxing. Nobody at 140. Now, Crawford Indongo winner, which is Terence Crawford, he's only the third fighter in history to be undisputed with all the major recognized belts. That's crazy. So let me run that back in case you just joined the stream. Only 3 other people in boxing history have had all those belts, because there's a lot of belts in boxing, at one time. Bernard Hopkins, Jermaine Taylor. There are 2 of them. I don't know who the third person is off the top of my head. So, and nobody at 140 has done it, ever. So, think of all the great fighters at 140. From Costa Zoo to Tim Bradley to just guys like, Nate Campbell. Who else fought? Danny Garcia, Tim Bradley, all these guys, and nobody, they had belts, plural, but Eric Morales, and none of these motherfuckers had all the belts. Mosley would have defeated Terence Crawford. Fuck all that. Mosley's my dude, but we can never prove it because he just fucking retired. So I don't do all that silly shit. That's how you know you're good, because you got to match people. That's how you know when someone's good, because they got to match them up with people in history. Oh, but Pernell Whitaker, Tommy Hearns, and Duran would have beat Floyd Mayweather. That's how you know. If they start matching you up with people who are dead, retired, then that's how you know you're a problem. Because why don't you match them up with somebody today? Why you gotta match them up with somebody who's retired? Oh man, but Mosley, no, there ain't no Mosley to it. They're from 2 different eras. That's just the way it played out. Match him up with someone today that's gonna kick his ass at lightweight or 140. Because Shane Mosley was running through guys at lightweight. Shit, I don't have to hire a thought. Y'all might. I don't be on Backpage and all that shit y'all be putting in the comment section. I don't need to do all that. I got credentials. I just show them this. I'm like, yeah, G14 classified. They're like, what's that? Is that G14 classified? Hop in, bitch. They don't know. They don't care. They just know I'm G14 classified. Then they want to roll. Actually, females be liking it when I tell them I do YouTube. They'll be like, what? They get their little panties wet. Because it's unique. Oh, you know what Backpage is, though? You're an idiot. Who doesn't know what Backpage is? You know what I'm saying? I know who Donald Trump is, but doesn't mean I voted for him. What the fuck are you talking about? I know what Craigslist is. I don't be listing shit on Craigslist, but I still know what it is. Dummy. Oh, but you know what Backpage? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm cultured, and I know regular fucking things. Oh, but you know what a prostitute is? Whoa. I'm like, oh, yeah, you caught me. Because I know the English fucking language. Stupid. Everybody type in stupid. I'll be putting some stupid shit. Oh, but you know what Backpage is? Who doesn't know what simple shit is? I know what a prostitute is. I never ordered one. I know what a thought is. Stupid. Anyway, back to this boxing stuff. Yeah, y'all still going in with the stupid shit. Ego Army, man. We be doing it. What's your main account? I don't know how to unblock nothing. Because you can't, if you're blocked, I don't think you can comment. So how can I unblock you? I don't know how that works. I gotta look that up. And you might have said something slick. You guys, man, on these live streams, y'all gotta let it be known who you talking to and what you talking about. Be like, oh, Johnny223, you're stupid. You know what I mean? Or his comment is dumb. You know what I mean? You gotta put it out there, because if it just looks like, it'll look like you trolling if you just responding in a free-flowing chat. Shout out to London, man. Johnny223, that's the only name I can think of. I'm just saying, some of y'all respond, they'd be like, gay, but it'll look like you trolling even though you're responding to somebody else, what they said, if you don't let it be known. Anyway, back to boxing. Crawford is No, these are plain chips. Our dude Bud is a monster. Shout out to Cali, man. I go back tomorrow. Oh shit, I'm supposed to put up the Monday Mail Day questions. Fuck. Y'all want to do Monday Mail Day this week? Cause I didn't really get shit. I had a blast, but there weren't too many celebrities. You know what I mean? I talked to Ward and Teddy Atlas. That was it. I missed the press conference because I was interviewing Teddy Atlas and Ward. And Indongo didn't show up. Crawford probably just wanted to go celebrate. Because they're going back to Omaha to celebrate. Lincoln's an hour away. So Indongo wasn't there. So I don't think they really even did like a formal press conference. I think they just kind of did a quick bullshit one. What do you mean Valero's old? Valero's dead. He's not old. He's deceased. Someone said Valero's old. He's no longer on this planet. Yeah, man. I congratulate Shakur. He looks like he's developing. Yeah, man. I gotta kill this sandwich real quick. No, it's cool if you didn't know. Shout out to Fresno. That's close to home. Shout out to whoever made this fucking sandwich. Indongo didn't look frail. What are you talking about? Of course you're gonna try to discredit some shit after we get a verdict. Hold on. I hate when people do that. It's like after the fight happens, then you want to talk all this stuff about how you knew this was going to happen. Anyone could do that. After the fight's over. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. We working, man. I don't think Broner could beat Crawford. At one point, I thought it would be kind of competitive just because they're both kind of African American, more or less kind of like boxer punchers. But I don't know now because Broner didn't let his hands go versus Mikey. So if you gun shy with Mikey, you're gonna be gun shy with Terence Crawford because he's faster. He's faster than Mikey, so that would probably be worse. In the pictures, he looked taller than Broner. You guys realize that Crawford really hurt all of his last few opponents, including Postal, even though he didn't stop him. He stopped everyone except for Postal. Dude's a monster. You just saying stupid shit. You done. Hold on, yo. I'm trying to set this up so I can eat. Yeah. Oh shit, hold on. You can donate money on the super chat. It's a $sign button. Hold on. You don't think Broner would beat Indongo? Damn. Look at this sandwich, though. I'm about to kill this. Shout out to Chris Perez, do the Shmoney Dance, $5 donation. It says, love the push you doing for the channel. You be putting in work on the media business. Yeah, man, there's some cuties across the street where I'm at from my hotel. They told me to come back. But shit, I had to eat. Fuck them. I mean, Teddy Atlas can have his own opinion. So I tell you, pound for pound, it's all subjective. Joanne chick. Yeah, she real. Shout out to Joanne. Man, there was chicks here too. I didn't know Nebraska had them like that. That dude Crawford is a monster. I told y'all in January, this wasn't going to be a good year for a lot of y'all. And it's like, I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. But notice the people I really push for on the channel, like, not even push for, but people say, oh, you're biased. Why are you criticizing X, Y, and Z? When Crawford was fighting Hank Lundy, that's because Hank Lundy's game and he was available. You know what I mean? And also top rank. You know what I mean? They only work with certain people typically. Things like that. But Crawford's a dog. And I told y'all, all y'all, oh, you only like this fighter. You only like black fighters. You sound stupid because name somebody that I've told you guys is the truth that is a complete bust. Name somebody. I told you about Errol Spence. I was like, man, before he got a title, before Chris Algieri, all that. I told you that on the channel. Like, this dude is a beast. I see him being a champion. Been telling y'all about Crawford. Before Ray Beltran fight. I covered that fight. I told you, go look at the video. Before he fought Bradis Prescott, I got a video telling you to watch for Crawford. Back when he had the dreads. I said Indongo is the truth. You're stupid. You're really stupid. I said Indongo is a good fighter. You got to give him credit. I also said Crawford would win. And bottom line is this. I think Indongo still is a good fighter. Not everyone would have did it. You think Broner would have did that to him? You think Adrian Granados, who is another good fighter, you think Granados would have knocked him out in 3? Or do you think Mikey Garcia would have knocked him out in 3? And if Indongo is taller than Crawford, then he's taller than Mikey Garcia, because I believe Crawford's taller than Mikey. And that's the thing. When you get in the zone, great fighters can make other good fighters not look so good or look basic. Victor Posto, I don't think he's overrated. I think he's a good fighter. But his boxing is more straight up and down. So when you put someone else in there who's slicker, faster, very fast processing, plus they can box, they can brawl, that's different. That basic boxing is going to look just like that. It's going to look basic. But you've seen Postal versus Matisse was able to stop him. Styles make fights. Did I address Teddy Atlas? Listen, when we're covering the fights, you can't hear. They don't play what they're saying on TV, so I don't know what the fuck he was even saying. I interviewed him. Mikey is technical and patient. But so Crawford can be that too. Damn, you picked Keith Thurman to lose to Crawford? Definitely a possibility. Crawford's real hard to beat in that southpaw shit. I don't know what it is about that. How do you fight better as a southpaw than your actual stand? That's like way crazy to me. I understand being ambidextrous, but the way I understood it, I think most people that are ambidextrous, let's say they can write cursive with their left hand, and they can write cursive with their right hand. If they're really a lefty, then their handwriting with the left hand, they're natural, what they really are, would be nicer and neater, but they can still write legible enough. Or with the other, I can't think of a person who is actually better with the hand that's not their normal hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a southpaw, but I mean you're a righty, but you fight better. You're more dangerous as a southpaw. I can't think of anyone who's ambidextrous like that. And also a lot of ambidextrous fighters. I've seen a lot of people switch. I've seen Andre Ward switch to southpaw, but he don't do it for Crawford can comfortably do it for 12 rounds if he wanted to, or if it lasts that long. Other people who could switch, Daniel Jacobs just did it. He did it to throw Golovkin off. He didn't do it with no fucking 12 rounds with Golovkin. I'm not hating, but I really feel, when I tweeted this, Top Rank, they need to start giving Bud a lot more exposure. They need to give him the Lomachenko treatment. Because you notice, maybe y'all don't notice little shit. I'm a videographer and I edit on top of this shit. But you notice they didn't do a camp life for this particular one. But I think Lomachenko's last couple of fights, they've done the camp life. Why the fuck? I might be, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they did a camp life on Lomachenko versus Madriaga, but I don't remember seeing a camp life for Crawford and Indongo. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't see it, and I follow Top Rank on YouTube, so that's what I mean by the Lomachenko treatment. They need to start, you know what I mean? Because that dude is a monster, Crawford. And he's undefeated. Lomachenko got a loss. Look at Crawford's last 5 fights and look at Lomachenko's last 5. You want me to put it? You want me to pull it up? Do y'all really want me to put it up? Yeah, they should start promoting the fuck out of Crawford. But Top Rank kind of did that with Mayweather. I put it this way: if you're a record label and you have an artist, or you're a promotional company like Top Rank, and you have a fighter like Floyd Mayweather who can somehow, some way go undefeated for 20 years and go on to be the highest grossing athlete, you know that has to hurt. You know you have to feel like you fucked up. Point blank period. Someone said Mayweather is crap. You sound stupid. Everybody type stupid because you sound stupid. Oh, let me guess. He beats his wife. Man, them casual boxing fans are getting extinct. Like the people who just type random shit. Like, oh, you're picking Conor to beat Floyd? How's he beat him? Mayweather beats his wife. He can't read. Like, oh, for sure. Like, how does that explain how someone's gonna win a fucking fight? That's retarded. Do the Shmoney dance. We got a $10 donation from official Rec L is it. I don't know if you received the $10 for the Pornhub stay, but that shit had me rolling. Yeah, man, we got that Pornhub station right there. I think it's fucked up. Top Rank pushing Loma and dissing Ward and Crawford. Ward's with Rock Nation though, and Crawford. That's why Mayweather left. Shit. Yeah, thank you for notifying me on the super chat. I just announced it. This sandwich is fucking good. Spence versus Crawford is probably the hardest fight for Crawford, because Spence is big and he'll be trying to beat up his body and shit. And Crawford doing the southpaw stuff against the southpaw doesn't always have the same effect. Another talented southpaw, so that's the fight they can build up to. So thirsty, man. People don't understand the grind to this shit. This shit is a real grind. Crawford is that dude, man. I like Crawford's attitude because he really fucking back it up. He'd be like, work time? Work time? This shit was work time because Julius Indongo went down like De La Hoya versus Bernard Hopkins. The motherfucker, oh. Hit him to that liver. He hit him to that liver, made him shiver. After that, he fell on the canvas and started to quiver. That shit was crazy. The crowd went crazy too. See, I could have did several reasons because I told you I was picking Terence Crawford. But I thought it'd be like a 8. My prediction, for those that I remember, I said round 8 or 9. So he exceeded my expectations even though I was picking him to win. Crawford, he did it in 3, and he did it, and I gave him the first 2 rounds. Do you understand that? I gave him the first 2 rounds. Now, there were some competitive moments in the, you know what I mean? There's like a real good exchange in round 2 for Julius Indongo, and he was trying there. He was throwing some long-ass, rangy-ass fucking punches. Rangy-ass punches with bad intent. So, I mean, I give it to Indongo because oh, man. I try to explain it to you guys the best way I can. And I really feel like I know enough. I really respect the sport of boxing. You guys get me? So, I just call it how I see. And if you go back and listen to the Terence Crawford versus Victor Postal videos that I did, one of the things that I said in the breakdown, and one of the things I said in the live stream that I did a couple of days ago while I was out here, is this. Victor Postal was fake trying. What I mean by fake trying is he was doing everything he's seen how good Crawford was. Crawford had power, Crawford has skill and all that, right? He's seen that. And he was doing enough to make it look like he was trying to work, but he clearly wasn't doing enough to win rounds. Like you're not gonna win doing the stuff he was doing, especially when Crawford is damaging you. He knocked you down twice. You're in a hole at that. You're at a deficit at that point. So to switch things around, you have to change the momentum some kind of way. And Postal, he was like stalking, but you could tell he was like almost fighting scared. Postal was fighting Crawford once he seen how good and seen Crawford could hurt him multiple times. He started fighting Crawford scary, and he was doing enough to like save face, so you could say he was trying, but I could see beyond that. He didn't want to get knocked out, just like Chavez Jr. versus Canelo. Like, if you study enough boxing, you'll be able to see these moments. Some guys, even Broner, Mikey Garcia, I don't know if Mikey would have knocked him out, but obviously Mikey Garcia was doing something in there that Broner felt he had to respect, because the littler guys like Gavin Reese and shit like that, Broner would, even if they had success early, he would still come on. Paulie Malignaggi would still come on. But he didn't do that with Mikey Garcia. Chavez Jr. didn't do it with Canelo. I mean, Chavez Jr. Canelo's the most extreme out of all those, because he didn't do jack shit. I also feel Cotto did it with Canelo. He knew Canelo was too big, and he didn't want to take any. He didn't want to take the major risks that it would take to turn the fight around. And I told you in the Victor Postal, go back and look at that. I told you Terence Crawford had Postal kind of gun shy, where he wasn't willing. Shout out to P. Los Mega 84. He just donated $20 to the super chat. Do the shmoney dance. Thank you. We working. Man, I'm about to buy that MacBook so we can be real efficient. I already have a MacBook, but I gotta switch it out, man. But back to Crawford Postal. Bottom line, shout out to P. Los. P. Los is holding it down with that $20 donation. But back to what I was saying with Crawford Postal is Postal was doing enough to not win the fight, but enough to not get knocked out. And people were even saying Crawford, for some dumbass reason, was running. They said, oh, Crawford ran. No, he didn't run. He fought the fight that was working for him, and Postal didn't do what was necessary to win the fight. But I told you guys in those videos, if Victor Postal would have opened up more to really push the action, which is what he needed to do after you had, I think it was 2 or 3 knockdowns in that fight. If you've been knocked down 2 or 3, you're in a hole, especially like even if it's early, because you have 2 knockdowns, you're in a deficit. It's just what it is. Ward Kovalev, okay, you're in a deficit, but it happened in the second round and it was 1 knockdown, not 2 or 3 or whatever it was for Postal. But I'm telling you, that's why Postal backed off and didn't really go for the gusto, because Julius Indongo, I told you guys, man, listen to these streams. People think I just bump my gums. I really call it how I see, and sometimes it should be dead on. Y'all got to give me credit when it is dead on. It's not always dead on. Sometimes I'm wrong. I said Danny Garcia beat Keith Thurman via decision. He lost via decision. But when I'm right, you got to admit when I'm right. And I told you the other day, what did I say? I said Julius Indongo, his style, I think he'll put up a better fight than Victor Postal, because he's more willing to go out on his shield. Those were my exact words in that live stream that I did with you guys. I said Indongo, to me, he's more James Kirkland-ish, where he's willing to go out on his shield like Kirkland did with Canelo, like Kirkland did versus Angulo. You know what I mean? Sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't. With Angulo, it paid off. With Canelo, it didn't. And James Kirkland was, you know what I'm saying? But I still respect the fighters for, because they're trying to make it. You know what I mean? They're trying to, by any means necessary, to push the pace their way. And if they get knocked out in the process, then that's what comes with the game. The game is full of bumps and bruises. But I respect that. Victor Postal, what he did was play it safe. He felt how Crawford's power felt and his speed, his timing, and he couldn't. So he's like, no. Remember on Friday, he was like, you want some of this too, old man? And he was like, no. After he knocked out his son, that's what Victor Postal kind of did to me. He didn't really want. He didn't want to win. He was pretty much better off like. I really feel like he was just like live to fight another day. Notice those are psychological damaging anyway. You know what I mean? Because where has Postal been? When's his last fight? Tell me when his last fight is. Or yeah, when is Postal's last fight? Can someone tell me last time Postal fought somebody? Exactly. Nobody can say it. Love the channel. I'm out. Postal hasn't fought since. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So he knew what it was in there, and that probably did something to his pride. So he took a long time off. Just like when Matisse got his ass beat by Postal, he did the same thing. He disappeared, moved up in division, and he disappeared for a year plus. Same thing with Felix Diaz. What have you heard from Felix Diaz? His fight with Crawford's already back. You know what I'm saying? When somebody look up when Felix Diaz fight was. I don't remember. Was it May? What month was Felix Diaz versus Terence Crawford? Somebody look it up. Y'all can do more on phones. When I'm live streaming, I can't really navigate my phone. Somebody look it up. Okay, fought him in May. So it's not like, okay, Canelo fought in May, Cinco de Mayo weekend, and he's already fighting next month. We haven't heard anything from Felix Diaz. Anything. Same with Victor Postal. Anything. Where have they been? John Molina. Where is any of the guys that Crawford fought? Hank Lundy's the only one that I could think of that's even fighting. Deary John, where the fuck has he been? Like, honestly, the John Molina, Deary Jean, Felix Diaz, Victor Postal, where have any of those guys been? Like, since Crawford fought them. Like I said, Hank Lundy is the only one I could think of that's kind of fought a little bit. But it's like small hometown fights in Philly or something. You know what I'm saying? Postal fights in September. But I went to his fight, and it was last year, his last fight. Who is he fighting in September? He's fighting someone in Ukraine. Well, put it this way. I covered Crawford Postal, and it was like May, June, July. It was in the summertime in Vegas of last year. So he's taken quite some time off. Deary Jean got KO'd by Lucas. No, he didn't. What are you talking about? Emmanuel Taylor got knocked out by Lucas Matisse. Deary Jean never even fought Lucas. I don't know what y'all talking about. Unless there's a different Lucas. Who the fuck is Lucas? Matisse? Yeah, that was Emmanuel Taylor. Do the shmoney dance. We got another super chat. It's from WP Husker fan. Hey, Ego, you the best. Thanks for covering a small town fighter like Crawford. Omaha, salute you for your hard work. Shout out to the super chat. I appreciate that. And man, I enjoy doing this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I'm gonna tell you straight up, just from what I've seen. Sometimes the bigger fights don't live up to the expectation. I was in Vegas. I didn't actually cover the fight, but because I forgot to apply. But I went to Vegas for Canelo Chavez Jr. and that shit was weak. That fight, you know what I mean? I did watch it live in Vegas, and that shit was garbage. Meanwhile, this didn't get the same exposure, but this was a better fight and a better card. Hold on 1 second. Troy King just called me, but I can't answer because I'm live streaming. It'll fuck it up. There's no way I can merge the two. No, I don't got diarrhea. No, I didn't see Neary fight. You're E-slapping Dan Rayfield? Some people just sit and just type. And there's other people that know boxing. Today, Dan Rayfield, it was me, Ward, Dan Rayfield, and the dude Mike Coppinger, I believe. He used to write for USA Today. He writes for Ring now. And then Dan Rayfield was, of course, picking Lomachenko to beat Rigondeaux. And it's just, I don't know. I just feel like certain people always say cliche ass shit. Dan Rayfield said he's picking Lomachenko. What a coincidence. It's like, it's so easy to predict people like that's predictions. But he said he's picking him because it's King Kong versus Godzilla. Like, what the fuck does that mean? How is Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux King Kong versus Godzilla? Who even won King Kong versus Godzilla? Man, I can't put Lomachenko pound for pound #1. Like, okay, put it this way. Listen. You gotta fight somebody in your division that is like considered an equivalent. Like really listen, just really listen to it. This is so annoying. Like, for me, like, okay, I'm gonna use Danny Garcia because I feel like Danny Garcia gets a lot of flack. You can even use Deontay Wilder. I'm gonna start with Danny Garcia. So Danny Garcia, to me, why I think he has a good resume, he's a good fighter, is because there's been plenty of fights that he was not supposed to win. He fought Eric Morales, no one knew who the fuck he was, and he beat him. He knocked Eric Morales down late, and then he came back and rematched him and knocked him the fuck out and spun him around. Morales was like, you know what I'm saying? So, guys were supposed to beat Danny Garcia. Lucas Matisse was supposed to knock out Danny Garcia. That's what a lot of people said. I actually picked Danny Garcia in the Matisse fight, and they said it don't matter if Morales was old, it's still Morales. You know what I mean? It's still Morales with an inexperienced Danny Garcia. Stop making excuses because you probably a fan of Morales or whatever, and now you're trying to, you know what I mean, make excuses. Lucas Matisse, they said he was going to knock him out. I remember I dropped my prediction picking Danny Garcia. They said, you're fucking crazy. You'll close your channel down when you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. That type of shit, right? And bottom line is, there's people he was supposed to lose to. He beat Amir Khan, right? When I think of Lomachenko, I don't think anybody he fought he was supposed to lose to. I can't think of one person. Or even where people really were under the impression that this was a real, true 50-50 fight. Honestly, I can't think of it. Because Gary Russell, at the time, Gary Russell's a talented fighter, but at the time, he hadn't fought anybody. He was just kind of in the prospect stage, contender stage, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Nicholas Walters. With the layoff and all things considered, I didn't really... You said Dan Rayfield was hating on Mayweather, Conor, but now he's converting it, trying to get interviews. So hypocritical. Well, Leonard Ellaby kind of checked him. He's like, oh, so you don't need a credential then, huh? Yeah, Walters was... Man, listen. I mean, see, I'm probably one of the realest people in this game, because every time I cover these fights, I see who's out here, and I see what they say, I see what they write, and stuff like that. I keep it real. I can give you all types of examples of what I'm talking about. But, like, for example, Sugar Ray Leonard, I believe, admits himself that part of why he wanted to rematch Roberto Duran when he wanted to rematch him is because he knew Duran liked to party, drink, and gain weight. And he knew he could catch him slipping. Point blank, period. Hands of stone. He knew those bad habits. You don't think these promoters do the same thing? And that's exactly what they did with Nicholas Walters. They tried to make the fight in the summer. It didn't work for whatever reason. And they gave Nicholas Walters nothing. They didn't give him, like, why didn't they give him a Jason Sosa rematch or Javier Fortuna or somebody, like even a bum? They didn't give him no fights, no scraps. And the reason I know what I'm saying is this, is how come if Nicholas Walters wasn't starved out for a fight, how come he accepted less money than what he was complaining about and putting up a fight for in the summertime when the fight fell apart with Lomachenko? He accepted less money when they re-offered it in November when they actually fought. He did that because he was inactive. They didn't give him nothing. So like Eddie Murphy has a joke. He says, he's talking about women giving it up, sex. And he said, if you starving and somebody throw a cracker, you're going to be like, God damn, this is the best cracker I ever had. What is this, Ritz? You know what I'm saying? If you're starving and somebody throws you a cracker, you're going to be like, God damn, this is the best cracker I ever had. Right? And that's what it is. And that's what Nicholas Walters did. Try to get what he felt he was worth in the summertime. They wasn't fucking with it. They were still trying to pay Lomachenko. Even though Lomachenko is not no super draw like they act like he is. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. Good, great, we don't know. I don't know until I see him fight somebody like a Mikey Garcia or whoever. You know what I mean? He has to do certain things in his career. But the bottom line is, if you're starving and somebody throws you a cracker, you're going to be like, God damn. Someone told me to do it again. God damn, what's this? This big cracker I ever had. What's this, a Ritz? You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did to Nicholas Walters, which is exactly why he took less money in November for the same fucking fight that he didn't want to take in the summertime. So if in the summertime he was like, no, I want $750,000, right? And they're like, nah, we can't do that. We don't have the budget. HBO ain't fucking with that. They're doing budget cuts. We can't give you $750 or whatever number he wanted in his head in negotiations, right? And they give him no fights, and then they come back, hey, Lomachenko's still down to fight in November, and he fought for like $450 or something, even lower than what they offered him the first time. That has to tell you something. Because why wouldn't he stand his ground? Because he probably didn't have a leg. He probably, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't gonna let their lights get cut off or whatever bills he had. Crazy. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, the promoters aren't dumb. And I know this for a fact because I know fighters who have inactivity and then they get calls. Do you notice that? Like, okay. Do you notice when some fighters look sensation? Like Errol Spence. Who's calling Errol Spence? Like Eddie Hearn or something. I'm sure Eddie Hearn has people around in 147 that he can match up with Errol Spence Jr. But they seen how he looked with Kell Brooks, so they're like, man, fuck that. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, there's a guy somewhere who's coming off a long layoff and maybe has losses in his career, and he getting all the fucking calls. You know what I mean? These promoters aren't stupid. They look at that stuff. They look at, or not necessarily the promoter directly, but their matchmaker or whatever. They look at stuff like that, and they finagle. Like, you don't think Canelo's handlers did that with Liam Smith? Like, okay, we got to fill up a Texas stadium. We're not fighting the Charlo brothers. We don't want to fight Boo Boo. So they look at who else the division has. Okay, that can't sell. Liam Smith will say it's because he's from the UK and he has a belt. And we're going to make the fight and people are going to show up. And that's what they do. Nobody wanted to see that shit. Who wanted to see that? Canelo versus Liam Smith. Except for some people in Texas just because they wanted to watch Canelo scrap. Anyway, y'all can't discredit Bud, man. This dude is phenomenal. How did Charlo look bad in his last fight? See, y'all be saying stupid shit. How is getting a knockout looking bad when you won every single round? Like, y'all say some of the dumbest shit in the comment section. Charlo looked bad his last fight. Both Charlos just knocked their people the hell out. How did he look bad? Y'all just be saying it's super casual. He looked bad. His first fight in the new weight division, and I don't give a fuck what happened to Jorge Highland's leg. That's his shit. You know what I mean? It's ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for it. You think when Canelo was fighting in Mexico when he was 15, do you think people would have remorse because he was 15? They probably want to knock him out because he had red hair and freckles. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what age he is. You know what I mean? So Highland's leg was stalled out on him or whatever. I mean, comes with the territory. Lomachenko had a fight with a fractured hand on a Pacquiao undercard. Things like that happen. You laughing at Highland, but Highland was ranked #1 within the WBC. And Golovkin was supposed to fight him. And a lot of y'all motherfuckers, if Golovkin actually did fight him, y'all would be making all the excuses in the world like you did with Dominic Wade. Nobody wanted to see that fight. Where's Dominic Wade been since that point? You know what I'm saying? Nobody wanted to see that fight. But they said, oh, it's his mandatory. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Disappointed in Indongo, but in a different league. Well, then your second, that's almost like an oxymoron. You say you're disappointed in Indongo, too wide and too sloppy, but Bud's in a different league. Then I mean, there's nothing to be disappointed for, because like I said, most people wouldn't have did that to Julius Indongo. Ricky Burns certainly didn't do it, and Troyanovsky didn't do it. Troyanovsky, this is his fight with Indongo. Can y'all see me still? This is Troyanovsky. Yeah. Like round 1, begin. This is Troyanovsky. So, and actually, Indongo caught Bud with some shit. Like I said, listen to what I said. Indongo put up more of a fight in 3 rounds being stopped than Postal did in 12, because Postal wasn't trying to be in there. He didn't. He looked like a defeated man. Even at the post-fight presser, he looked like a defeated man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't give Indongo. I'm not mad at Indongo for going out the Warrior way. Yes, he was wide and sloppy, but he's the rangier guy. Crawford knows where he's at in the ring. You know what I'm saying? He knows what to do. And one of the best things that I like about Crawford, and I noticed this with Andre Ward, them two especially, I don't know what it is, but the thing that they do very well is, let's say Ward is fighting Kovalev, and Kovalev pop, hits him with a good jab. What Ward will do is immediately jump on you and start throwing combinations. So I tweeted about this. What you do is 2 things to me. What you do is this. 1, you fuck up the person's confidence, because if you think of any kind of competition or any game and Kovalev's like, bow, hit you with a good jab, your head goes back, so he knows that was a good shot. So if Ward circles and then that's just the end of that sequence, then that's a good confidence builder for the person who got that shot off. Like, bow, I got you, you did nothing. But when they retaliate and they do it in an educated way and they're able to immediately suppress your attack and like steal your shine or get it back, that's a veteran trick that I noticed that Ward and Kovalev both do. You know what I mean? Like Kovalev would like pop and pop Ward, and Ward would jump on him. And Kovalev wasn't used to that. That's why he folded, literally. Folded and all that. Crawford did that with Indongo. Indongo landed some good shots and exchanges at points. But he jumped on him. Like, okay, come on, bring it. And I think that's why Indongo's work got sloppy. I interviewed Boo Boo when I was at Broner Garcia. It's on the page. But I've interviewed him in the past on the phone and stuff. And I've watched him spar and filmed him sparring. But anyway, Crawford did that. When Indongo landed some good shit, he didn't let him revel in the moment and enjoy it because he was right on his ass. Pause. Right after. So, it is what it is. Yeah, man, I don't know what this whole Lomachenko... This seems like a fucking secret society. Like, motherfuckers, they paying motherfuckers to say this. Because I can't see how you can put him above all these other people with 30-plus fights. Like, shit, I mean, realistically, if Golovkin beats Canelo, I don't see how you put Lomachenko ahead of him. If he destroys Canelo, or if Canelo destroys Golovkin, how can you put Lomachenko ahead of that? Canelo, this shit was crazy to me. Canelo got 50-something fights, Golovkin got 30-something, and they're about to fight each other. See that? Okay, y'all gonna make it. Y'all making me mad with this because it doesn't make any sense to me, and no one can explain it. Because one, I don't think you can rank someone based on a prophecy, because prophecies don't work out all the time. You know what I mean? Somebody out somewhere was probably saying Antoine Douglas was gonna be the next big thing, and then guess what? He lost to the white Mike Tyson, Aventel Kurtitze. Somebody out there was out there saying Broner was going to be the next Mayweather. But guess what? He stepped up with Maidana and lost. Arguably lost to Paulie Malignaggi, depending on who you ask. So you can't do that based on... You have to do it based on what they've actually done and accomplished. You can't base it off of what you think they can accomplish. You know, that's shit. To me, obviously pound for pound is subjective, but that thinking of it like that makes no fucking sense to me. How can you give that, like I said, if it's a teacher and a student, how can you give the student an A+ on an essay that he hasn't even written yet, that he hasn't even turned in yet? That doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? So why guys like Canelo and Triple G are about to fight each other, and then between them they got like 70 fights or so, and you put Daniel Jacobs, you put, you know what I mean, everyone Triple G's fought, Kell Brook, Willie Monroe, Gabe Rosado, everyone Canelo fought, Lada, Mayweather, blah, blah, blah. And then they fight each other. All those fights and all that experience. Golovkin has a good amateur record too. Never been dropped, never been hurt. So if Canelo stops him, then to me that's more impressive than what Lomachenko has done in 9 fights. Not saying it's not impressive that Lomachenko is at the level of pretty much being elite and hard to beat with 10 fights, but it's too premature for me. Because, okay, name somebody. We're going to do this like Family Feud. Name somebody that Lomachenko has faced that you think was like a Canelo versus Golovkin fight where people are totally split. You know what I'm saying? Not a few people here and there. I'm talking about like people are like totally split, and there are really people rocking with this guy to beat Lomachenko. And not just like some, I hate Lomachenko so I'm picking against him. I'm talking about educated shit. Name somebody. Y'all getting banned left and right, talking crazy. None Loma has faced. Who's Garcia? Who's Lomachenko fought named Garcia? I don't even know who that is. I still have Andre Ward pound for pound #1. The reason being is because I feel like he's been doing it at this level for probably longer. Crawford has been killing for a while, but he really came on the scene with Bradis Prescott. And that was impressive to me, but it was Prescott who lost to Mike Alvarado, who, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't, I don't know. It was a good win for Crawford at that point of his career. Lomachenko beat Felix Verdejo in the amateurs. That don't have shit to do with the pros. So what does that have to do with anything? I hate when people, like, you guys got to understand, like, listen. Let's say I beat LeBron James in the 8th grade, right? 10th grade, 11th grade, it doesn't matter. But let's say 11th grade. And let's say 10 years have passed. That doesn't mean that I could beat LeBron James now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying Felix Verdejo would beat Lomachenko, because I don't know. Because Felix Verdejo's kind of been moved along slowly to me. But the point is, there's no correlation between, like, people develop, like Amir Khan said he was running through Kell Brook in sparring back in the long time ago, right? But if they were to fight today, a lot of people would probably pick Kell Brook. You know what I mean? Maybe people pick Khan. Lucien Bute, I heard, used to have his way with Jean Pascal in sparring. But when they fought, Jean Pascal beat him. And he beat him very easily, it looked like. But Bute had been stopped by Carl Froch by then. So you have to factor in those things. So, I mean, people are giving, it's like they're giving all the credit based on Lomachenko's amateur. Let's talk about what he's done as a pro. And what he's done as a pro is 10 fights. I just can't rank that above somebody who's been doing it longer. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Jay-Z. Think about how many hot songs he had, or #1 albums, or #1 singles, versus a new rapper who's been around 2 or 3 years. Can you say he's greater than Jay-Z, Biggie, Tupac? Guys who, like, whose music is, like, timeless, or, like, they're old. You can hear old Jay-Z songs on the radio now. You know what I'm saying? But some of these new mumble rappers and shit, 10 years from now, like they play Biggie's Hypnotized, are they going to be playing whatever bullshit music's out now 10 years from now, like they do in the club? You could hear California Love still being played, or Two of America's Most Wanted, or Hypnotized, or whatever, going back to Cali. But you have to factor in longevity. So, like, you know what I mean? Lomachenko's good, but I got to see more as a pro. Like, mainly somebody with momentum. Nicholas Walters didn't have no momentum. He was coming off a draw to Jason Sosa, and he was on a long layoff where he got fat in his offseason. Point blank. Big L did kill Jay-Z on that freestyle, that 98 freestyle. That ain't no bad analogy. It's a bad analogy because you like Lil Uzi Vert. He said bad analogy, Lil Uzi popping more than Jay-Z, even though Jay is better. That's not a bad analogy. Yeah, he could be more popping, since you say that, because maybe it's young kids that like that dumb shit. But again, Jay-Z, they play old Jay-Z songs. Jay-Z can come out with an album at age 45 or whatever the fuck age he is that's still getting and garnering attention. Let's see Lil Uzi Vert drop an album when he's 45 and see how many people are listening to it. So it's not a bad analogy. It's bad to you because you probably like that. But a crook in the coming, humming. Like, you like all that dumb shit. Loma doesn't want what headache? Loma is stronger than Donaire overall? Fuck no. Donaire, you talking about physical strength? Fuck no. Donaire was sleeping fools. See, some of y'all need to study boxing because you don't know shit about boxing. That's just what it is. I got you crying for what? See, you already exposed yourself. I like Jay-Z and Lil Uzi Vert. I don't have to choose, nigga. Exactly. You're admitting to liking a dude that wears purses and dresses like Lil Uzi Vert, because that's your type of shit. I don't have to choose. Man, you like that bullshit. Just admit it. He's in his car like, a wubba a coming a. That shit sounds stupid to me. Like, how did hip-hop come to this? Like, Pac used to be like, Brenda got a baby, but she barely got a brain. You know, keep your head up. And since we all came from a woman, named from a woman, I wonder why we take from our women, why we rape. How we go from that to, I wonder what like what? Back in the day, we used to not think that Bone Thugs, we couldn't understand what Bone Thugs and Harmony was saying, but it sounded dope. But it still sounded dope. You know what I'm saying? It sounded like they were saying something. Little blue girl got him, and I'm gonna miss everybody around him, looking up at the air. Like, you know what I'm saying? We couldn't understand what they were saying. Now these mumble rappers sound fucking stupid. You really can't understand what they say. Busta Rhymes, I knew what he was saying though. You can understand even when he goes fast. Hit you with no delay and so what you saying, yo. Silly with my 9 milli with the when I be on the mic, it's like he used to do hella extra shit. Ooh ha. Busta Rhymes had the camera and shit. He had this one song. He's like, run up in your spot like my name is search warrant. Do the shmoney dance. Askia Hussein, $10 super chat. Do fighters consider the IBO belt an important belt? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Julius put the IBO online. It was on the line because I seen it. It was on the line. Crawford got all the fucking belts, except for that diamond belt that the WBC gave Mikey for beating Broner. But yeah, the IBO was there. Bone Thugs was dope. Well, I must be close to the Armageddon. I make sure everything we make's raw. Yeah, Rigondeaux, someone said Rigondeaux destroyed Donaire and Donaire was #1. Donaire was HBO's cash cow, aside from Pacquiao. But Pacquiao was more so, he was holding down the pay-per-view side of things. Donaire was holding down like the main event, regular HBO when they actually had a budget. And see, that's, whoever brought that up is the prime example. Rigondeaux looks tiny next to these dudes. Donaire, Amagasa, Moises Flores, he looks like one's a 6th grader and one's an 8th grader. They look way different. You know what I'm saying? Lomachenko, when I'm watching him, he looks bigger than pretty much, he looks equivalent size or bigger than everybody he's been fighting. He looks big, he was big as fuck at featherweight. So I factor in stuff like that because we're talking pound for pound. We're looking at a compact ass Rigondeaux who's smaller than all these guys, right? And he's beating their ass, breaking their jaws and stuff like that. Lomachenko is he just beat Mariaga and he looked bigger than Mariaga. And Mariaga was moving up in weight. That's the difference. So, like, for example, if Lomachenko, listen to me, if Lomachenko actually fights Mikey Garcia, that will show me everything I need to know. Because if he looks exactly the same with a guy that I know is bigger than him, then we're somewhere. Like Terence Crawford. See, y'all not understanding, man. Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford fought Julius Indongo, noticeably taller and a champion. Victor Postal, noticeably taller and a champion. You know what I'm saying? So those could have been different fights. And I think against other 140-pounders, they would have been different fights. I don't think Victor Postal, I mean, he fought fucking Matisse. He fought Matisse and looked really good. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford had him very evasive and not wanting to commit to anything. Julius Indongo got knocked out in 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So if Lomachenko fought Mikey Garcia, that would really prove what I'm talking about. Because that will people who say he's hyped or overrated or over promoted or overhyped or whatever people say, that would prove it. Because if he goes in and dogs Mikey Garcia like he did Miguel Mariaga, then I'll be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing you can say at that point because we know Mikey is bigger and we've seen what he just did to Broner at 140. Point blank, period. Somebody has, see, that's what I'm saying. The people Oh, you're hating. You hate Lomachenko, but you can't prove what I'm saying wrong. Shout out to Dakota. Do the shmoney dance. $2 super chat. All my friends are dead. Push me to the edge. Oh, wow. Shout out to super chat, though. But that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a guy with momentum. Mike Garcia just beat the brakes off Broner. Won most. I gave Broner 2 rounds, I think. And it wasn't like a total domination too either. You know what I'm saying? So that's a guy with momentum. That's a guy who's bigger. That's what I'm talking about. If Lomachenko beats someone like that, where I know he's not physically bigger than, physically way more experienced, you know what I'm saying? Those types of things, that for me would prove where Lomachenko really is. But it's so funny how Top Rank is doing. Top Rank just did this ESPN deal. Pacquiao fought Horn, who nobody knew about, and a lot of people probably didn't think Horn had a chance. Lomachenko, the Eastern European fighter, fought Miguel Mariaga off of a loss in April, coming up in weight. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford got to fight fucking Julius Indongo, who's awkward, rangy, much bigger, taller, and the only other remaining champion in the division. Where's the lie? Tell me what I said that was incorrect. So to me, that's not fair. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think Lomachenko, if he's gonna get promoted and more exposure than Terence Crawford, right? Let's see what he's made of. Let's see, you know what I'm saying? Put him in there with somebody like, you know, match him up like you matched Crawford up. Crawford had a fight. See, people aren't getting this. I could do this all day, man, but I'm not going to. Man, them girls are probably still across the street waiting for me. Crawford has to fight people that are otherwise unappealing to fight. Like Felix Diaz, there's no real reward for fighting him except for like hardcore boxing fans. Like what I mean is he had high risk, low reward. He doesn't have a big name, but he's an Olympic gold medalist. So, you know what I'm saying? If Crawford didn't do what he did with him, then that could have been, you know what I mean? He's made Lamont Peterson, who's a great fighter. He made Lamont Peterson in a tough fight. You know what I mean? He put him in a very tough fight where some people even thought Felix Diaz won. Sammy Vasquez was getting a lot of praise. He was getting a lot of praise from the boxing world about he could be the next big thing. And then Felix Diaz put an end to that. So you got to, you know what I mean? Crawford fought that. Crawford fought Gamboa when he was undefeated. Do the shmoney dance. Fight Nerd just donated $2. Mayweather taking Conor out with a body shot like Bud. I could see that. Because he's going to break him down with that stab to the body. Just that. So that's all I'm saying with Lomachenko. He's good. But I want to see him in there with somebody like Crawford's had to fight. A guy who's taller, bigger, has some power. You know what I mean? Indongo knocked out Troyanovsky. This is Troyanovsky. So, you know what I'm saying? A guy who's that much taller, that much bigger, a champion, is on a good, credible 2-3 win streak. You know what I mean? Ricky Burns and Troyanovsky. Has an awkward style. Looks like he had good fundamentals at his media day when he was doing the mitts. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. Hold on. Even the Rigondeaux fight, that's a good fight, but Rigondeaux's giving up a lot of weight. So, Lomachenko just looks a lot bigger. But back to Crawford, man. There's nothing you can say to take away this man's shine. He's fighting guys that, like Victor Postol. I think he's another. After he beat Matisse, who wants to fight him? Danny Garcia didn't want to fight him. They paid him step aside money. Danny Garcia was supposed to fight him, Postol. But that probably wouldn't have been a good style for Danny Garcia. A guy so much taller, who's like Wow, Postal. Wow, what? Y'all just be saying stuff with no explanation. Matisse isn't great. Neither is your spelling. You can't even spell Matisse. Get out of here. He said mattress or whatever. He didn't even spell it right. If Loma beats Rigo, then what after that? Shit. Like I told you, the new motto is show me. Let's see the fight. And let's see him beat him fair and square. Crazy thing is, Teddy Atlas said this too when I interviewed him. I think Rigondeaux has more power than Lomachenko. I mean, obviously I don't know how his power is going to look at 130, but I think it'll probably be there. I don't want to see Mike Garcia versus Postal at 140. Why? I'd rather see Mike Garcia versus Jorge Linares or Robert Easter Jr. at 135 than watch Postal, who's been inactive for a year plus, and he's coming off of a loss. Yeah, man. I think Danny Garcia and Crawford are 1-1. I think they both have a win over each other. Why does Rigondeaux wear sweats and shorts at the same time? Maybe he's cutting weight. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna check out. Shout out to Fight Nerd, $5 donation, super chat, Shmoney Dance. Rigo will take Loma out with a body shot, then headshot. Year of the body shots, Andre Ward, Bud, soon Mayweather and Rigo. That's a good point. Body shots. The year of the body shots. Yeah, man, we working. We working. Shout out to Top Rank. Gave the kid good ass seats too, or a good ass seat. Hey, one of the funniest thing. I think it was one of Crawford's relatives, but don't quote me on this. She had a Team Crawford shirt on, and I seen her at all the events, and she was going, "Hell for Terence." But anyway, she was talking to Team Indongo, and they were trying to touch. They were like pointing at her, and she was like, "Oh hell nah!" She was like getting loud in the hotel. She was like, "Hell nah! I know y'all." She said, "I know y'all motherfuckers be doing voodoo and shit over there." I was like, "Wow." She said that to Indongos too. She's like, "Yeah, you trying to do voodoo? I know what you trying to do. You trying to put that voodoo on me." I was like, "Damn." Robert Easter versus Mikey. Yeah, someone said she ignorant. That shit was funny. She was like, "You trying to hit me with that voodoo? I know y'all be doing that voodoo shit." I was like, wow. Mikey destroys Easter? Show me. But yeah, Bud's the man. I thought he would win, but I was picking late stopping. Rounds 8, 9 or so. I personally, I'm gonna keep Ward at #1 because I think his reign, he's been doing it longer. Like Super 6 was years ago. I don't know if Terence Crawford was really on the scene like that when the Super 6 was around. So he's reigned from Super 6 all the way to Chad Dawson and Edwin Rodriguez to Sullivan Barrera to Kovalev twice. So that's a pretty long reign. So I would put Ward there. But I mean, I wouldn't be mad if people mix it up, you know what I'm saying, and put Crawford. Maybe they like how Crawford, he's making it all look easy, you know what I mean? Because Ward, he moved up in weight, and he had some issue in that first fight. So someone could say that Crawford moved up in weight. Well, actually, I don't know. You know what's really weird? Crawford's first fight at 140 with Thomas Delorme, I think he was losing like a lot of the first 5 rounds, but it was like, I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he's trying to lull him to sleep, or maybe because it was his first fight or something. But Delorme was beating him. But as soon as he turned it up, or whatever, it was a wrap. Yeah, man, that was a good fight. I'm glad I came out. This was a good one. This is a good trip. Other reason I kind of put Ward #1 is because, like I said, the longevity aspect. And Ward was always #2 while Mayweather was #1. You know what I'm saying? And people weren't really saying Crawford was #2. I remember when Floyd was fighting, not this Conor McGregor shit, but when he was fighting Berto and Pacquiao, they were just like, Floyd's #1, Floyd's #1, Ward's #2. You know what I'm saying? So Floyd finally retires, and then he's coming back for Conor, but no one's gonna. He said he's retiring after that, so no one's gonna put him on the pound for pound for 1 month or some shit, and they're not gonna do it for a Conor McGregor fight anyway. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just always remember hearing to be Andre Ward #2 when Floyd was #1, and people weren't really saying Crawford. So I would put Ward at #1, still keep him there just because of longevity. But like I said, you can make an argument. Ward versus Canelo, that's a dumb fight. Canelo will get destroyed. He's too little. Nah, that would be a horrible fight. If Canelo couldn't stop Chavez Jr., what is he going to do to Ward? Kovalev couldn't stop Ward. Shout out to Christopher Lee, $5 super chat. Kansas City in here, we work it. Hey, Christopher Lee, I just ran into your boy. You have a friend or something? Because I just did a video. It's on my Instagram story. Check it out. But he was like, yeah, you know the dude that be sending you super chats? His name is Christopher Lee. He be sending you some money on the super chat. He was at the fight. He said he's from Sacramento. It's on my story. Go to Instagram. But I ran into him. He said, yeah, that's my boy, Christopher Lee. He be sending you super chats and be on your live streams. So, Christopher Lee, I just met your friend. I'm about to go back across the street, see if they down there, man. Yeah, Ward would, someone said, nigga still as fuck, Ward would fuck up Canelo badly. Shit, Canelo might not even beat Golovkin. I'm picking him to beat him, but it's not a foregone conclusion that he beats Golovkin. So, yeah. And I don't think Golovkin could beat Ward, so I don't really believe in triangle theories, but that one I would believe in. If Triple G can't beat Ward, and Canelo might not be able to beat Triple G, we're going to find out September 16th, then, yeah, Canelo versus Ward would be a stupid fight. All right, I'm about to go across the street, see if them girls are still there. They was fun, too. Yeah, make sure you get the likes up. We're close to 100. Holla at the kid. I fly back tomorrow. Hit them last minute likes. I like that. Now y'all, bow, we already over 100. Thank you guys. I really enjoyed myself in Omaha and Lincoln. Came out to Nebraska. I'm glad I came out for this one. This was an epic fight because it meant something. I feel like I always want to be a part of like historic fights if I can. Like that really matter. This was undisputed. Nobody at 140 has ever been undisputed, which is crazy. Crazy stuff. Terence Crawford, he's a dog, man. Like I don't know. If he's like a creative player type of fighter, he seems disciplined in his off season. The only thing I would do change Terence Crawford is make his personality more outgoing, because that's the type of shit people want to see. You know what I'm saying? Like if you gave Crawford everything he does as a fighter and gave him Broner's mouthpiece, he would be a pay-per-view star right now. Yeah, I mean, guys like Crawford and Ward, it's almost scary what they can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was at Ward's fight with Sullivan Barrera. That was his first fight at the full 175, and he made that shit look pretty easy. He knocked Sullivan Barrera down, and Barrera was the known puncher. You know what I'm saying? So when I see guys do stuff like that, like, damn, you moved up in weight and beat Sullivan Barrera, and Sullivan Barrera later bounces back, beats Shabransky, knocks out Shabransky, and then beats Joe Smith Jr., breaks his jaw. And then I seen Ward, and he did it his first fight, knocked him down. I see Crawford fight a guy like Postal or Indongo, who are supposed to be like 50-50, 60-40 fights. Guys who are taller than him, guys who have a bigger frame than him, guys who are known as having range, a good boxing ability, and he just does that to them, stops them in 3. Like I said, maybe I was thinking Indongo could put him more fit, but I thought Crawford would get him out there late. Even I talked to people. I mean, I'm not gonna throw anyone's name out, but I talked to Team Crawford people, like cousins and family, and you know what I mean, or just people affiliated with him, right? And they said Crawford's gonna win, but they said late stoppage. So his own family and friends was talking about a late stoppage, and myself. So to see him do that and be the fight ended early, 3 minutes, and he at the club by, you know what I'm saying, by 12 o'clock. He made it a short night, short work, easy work. You got to give the man credit. The only downside is with Top Rank, I don't know who the fuck they can give him next. I mean, I know Bob Arum, the John Molina fight, the Felix Diaz, that's Al Heyman advised fighters. But can he work with Al Heyman on a big fight like Broner or Keith Thurman or Errol Spence, Danny Garcia? I feel like Crawford might have some issue getting an opponent. Who's gonna want to fight him off of that? Crazy. Try to get the likes to 150. It's been real. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for tuning in. I fly back tomorrow. I just enjoy myself. But Crawford, definitely the man. Oh, I didn't get to talk about Shakur Stevenson. I put my thoughts on what's it called? Shakur Stevenson. I like the way he's developing. Now, I know someone tweeted me this too. They're like, oh, he's fighting a janitor or some bullshit. Listen, Mick Connellan, Shakur Stevenson, of course they're not going to fight for world titles in their second, third fights and shit like that. That's not realistic, because you've seen what happened with Lomachenko, who has more amateur experience than both of them. You know what I mean? Even though they've both been to the Olympics, he has more experience because he has 2 gold medals. Shakur didn't go to 2 Olympics. So my thing is this. They're not going to... I think people learn from Lomachenko. If a dude had 400, damn near 400 Emmys, 6 fights in the super boxing, and he lost his second pro fight, then they're not going to chance it. So you have to take it for what it is. They're not probably in the first 10 fights going to fight the best names, but they're fighting frequently. Just like Devin Haney. Devin Haney he's trying to fight Robert Easter Jr., but Devin Haney, he has like 16 fights or so, or whatever he has. It's not going to be, he's fighting in Mexico, he's just staying active. That's what these young cats should be doing. They did it with Gervonta Tank Davis, and then his 16th fight or whatever, he fought for a title. So you got to understand the development. But what I've seen with Shakur Stevenson as someone who analyzes boxing is, hold on. Shakur Stevenson, he looks like he's developing, because his first 2 fights, I looked at him and stuff, but he looked more fluid. He looks more like he was having more fun in there, like he was more acclimated to this. He had a crispy punches, jab, countering. His body attack was really nice. It was consistent. Even though it was a 6-rounder, he consistently dug to the body, like nasty body shots. His defense looked tight, looked sharp, and that's impressive against as wild as the guy was, to keep your defense tight so you don't get hit with nothing stupid. He was like, keep his hand out there, like as a rangefinder to like gauge distance, so he's controlling distance. I like what I've seen from him. See, someone just said it. Shakur controls range very well. Yeah, he knows where you're at and kind of how much spacing. You know, honestly, I'll just say it like this, and I don't do this often, but I've seen shades of what Mayweather does. Like, I'm not trying to over talk him up or nothing, but like certain things he was doing was reminding me of Floyd, like the range finding stuff. It's just simple boxing stuff, but I know Floyd for doing a lot of the fundamentals well. But another thing is he has that recoil where he just punches real quick. You know what I mean? Like he like pulls back and has that viper where he can just snap the punches out. So that's my thoughts. I'm gonna go try to link up with those girls, holla at the kid, enjoy my stay. Crawford's a beast. Shakur Stevenson, he's definitely on his way. Try to get to 150 with the likes. Holla at the kid. Peace out.